is a Shay locomotive, 1.5 inch to the foot scale. It's a 7.5 inch gauge. Shay's locomotives were used mostly for logging and mining work because they were pretty slow and powerful, and they could also turn pretty sharp corners. There's also stories about them just running on logs rather than on rails at one time, but I don't know how true that is. Anyway,
so you're in the process of
yeah, this is
the engine.
I've been in the process of building this for about 10 years now, and haven't worked on it for about 3 years. But one of these days I'll either sell it or finish it.
All right, let me see what you got going over here again. Just go ahead and walk. And this was a kit, is that correct?
Actually, it's quite a few kits. There's about 4 or 5 kits in there. The 3 different little steam engines. 2 of them are from PM Research. The other one, the blue and yellow one, it's called the Little Cathy. And the whole steam plan was pretty much from PM Research, along with all the little fittings and stuff like that.
So you working on this one here now too?
This one is a hit and miss engine. They're called the Red Wing. It's also from a kit from PM Research. I haven't gotten this one to run yet at all, so, but like all my gas engines, I'm having problems with compression, and don't seem to be able to get a good seal on the cylinders.
How about your open crank there?
This open, I'm calling it the Open 4. It's a Randall Cox design, and originally designed as a 6-cylinder, but I cut 2 cylinders off. Again, this one isn't running, but it's pretty close. I basically just finished it a couple weeks ago, so I haven't had a chance to really diddle with it to get it to run.
All right, and this is a kit right here.
This kit is a gauge engine, 4-gauge engine, and I just got this last week from Martin Foundry up in Oregon.
So that's what a kit actually looks like. It looks like
right, and this is a basic casting kit, unmachined.
Machine all that.
Right.
Okay, and this is your couple solenoids here?
Yeah, this is actually this whole display right here is sort of an evolution of electric motors. The originals were kind of takeoffs from steam engines, and which have a reciprocating cylinder type motion. This one works on solenoids. And the solenoids, these happen to come from old woofer speakers that I had dismantled and taken care of.
And you bought this right here, was that right?
These are just bolt together kits, these 2. This first one here is called a Froment. Guy by the name of Froment back in 1844 was the first design of this type. So it was when electricity was just beginning to come into being, and then it progressed from this to the little more sophisticated rotary type, armature type things. This one's called an Edwardian armature engine, and these last 2 I bought. They're just assembly kits. They're not any machining or anything like that involved. And they come from England, from the old motor company in England.
Now, what was your career, Ray?
My career was a mechanical designer.
There you go.
And so didn't have any machining experience or anything like that.
So anybody that wanted to get involved with this hobby
Yeah, a lot of patience and a lot of reading and studying. But there's a lot of information, especially now on the website, that you can learn how to machine and stuff like that. And the machines really aren't very expensive. You know, for a few $1,000s, you can buy a pretty decent lathe and stuff. The problem is all the extra stuff that goes with them, all the tooling, all the measuring, dial indicators, and